Well, hello there. I am out in the Norwegian wilderness again, and I'm looking for a place to camp for the night. Right, it is probably just a few hours before it starts to get dark, and in Norway this time of year, yeah, it does start to get quite dark. The summer is still here, but it's pitch black at night time. So the forecast is meant to be windy, so I had planned to bring a tarp and a mosquito net and just rough it like cowboy camp, because I've wanted to do that for a long time and I haven't done it for a while. But the forecast says it's to be quite windy tonight, so I have brought the American Army, what's it called, one-man combat tent. What's it called? IC improved combat, something like that. You'll see it once I get it set up. It's quite a nice tent, right? But the only problem with the tent and terrain like this is we have to find a flat spot, or roughly a flat spot. So I've been looking around. It's pretty up and down, as you can see. Yeah, I need to find a place quick because I want this view. I want this view to come across here in the morning. So it needs to be up here somewhere. Let's have a little look, see what we can see. Okay, so here is possibly a little spot here now. My only gripe with this bit is it's not flat either. See, it goes up at an angle here. And look at all the cranberries. All these little red fruit are everywhere. It's cranberry time. It's also blueberry time, so there's lots of them as well. We'll probably have a little feast on them later on, but yeah, let's find a spot. Now, it never gets old seeing these mosses like this. Look. Isn't that cool? I think this is good enough here. We have moss that's on rock, but it's not perfectly even, but it's very spongy. You see it? And this moss is bone dry as well. Probably hear it. Right, so there's no fires at this time of the year here, so I'm going to set up this tent and take in my surroundings because it's a beautiful night. And I can hear the bells of some sheep over there as well. Sometimes people come out camp and they don't know what all the noises are. That sheep over there making all that noise. Let's get the tent set up. Let's see, this is I'm sure it's called Improved Combat Shelter. I paid about $100 for this online from eBay. And guys, it is the best tent I have, hands down. It's easily the best tent I have. It is a 4-season tent. It is in this MTU, MTP, something like that, camouflage. This is not to everyone's taste, but you can see with the moss and stuff, it works perfectly well here at this time of the year, right? So, as I said, this is a one-man tent. And it weighs approximately 2.5 kilos, right? So it's heavy for a one-man tent, but as I said, it's 4-season and it's super rugged and reliable, and that's what I want most out of everything when I buy a tent, right? Because I have the Lanshan 2 as well, and guys, it is the complete opposite. It's ultralight, but it's nowhere near as rugged. If there was a World War III situation, I would pick this tent over everything I have to keep me dry and warm all through the year. Alright, let's have a little look at the tent. This is up, and it's just the inner. I love it. It's the perfect size for me. The whole of the front can become a door. It also has an inner door and an outer door. It has another door on the other side that's not as big, but guys, you can see the space is big enough for one person and all your gear. The floor is really thick and durable, which is important for stuff that's to be used all the time. The other thing I love about this, guys, is it's completely freestanding, which means I don't have to peg it in or nothing like that. So here it is, guys, without it on, and it's not pegged in or weighed down or nothing. And as I said, that's what I love about this tent, as it's ready to go. You basically get in it and get out of the elements. The other thing I didn't mention, guys, is this, look, which is one of the main selling points for this, is and probably one of the major requirements for the company that made this, is the inner is completely blackout inside, right? So shall we go in and test this to see how blackout it actually is? Oh, and by blackout, guys, I mean nobody on the outside will be able to see us in here at night time. This is a proper stealth camping setup. proper. See how black it is. I still got the door open a little bit. There we have it. I'm not even sure if my camera will be able to pick up anything here. You can just see the odd bit and stuff. But this also has 2 sets of zips, guys, as well on it. It has a no seam mesh, which is, and again, one of the major selling points in this is I could sit here with this entire door open like this. Before we break out the new mat, let's have a little look at this bag. This is the 3FUL Gear Ultralite backpack. It is awesome. It is the latest one I have. I think it weighs something like 800 grams. This is the other thing I love about it, is on the back you're actually able to put a foam camping mat as the back support. Right, and the reason I'm bringing it up now, guys, is because we need to put this down before we go in and put a new mat on the ground. So I'll get this out and put it in and I'll show you that in a second. Right, let's see, this is the mat. It's nice and long. I think it's 196 centimeters long. It has a foot pump part here. It says you're actually meant to use this with your hand, 2 hands together, pumping on top, but yeah, I'm not doing that. I've made sure that there is no spiky bits underneath. I'm going to put my foot over the top, and I'm just going to go like this, guys. And you can probably already see it's pumping up perfectly. So that took about 100 pumps with the foot, but it sure beats trying to pump up with your mouth. Blow up. Right, so let's get this in. This is the brand here. I think it's Heldre or Helder or something like that. This was from the sports outlet in Norway. Okay, so let's get this in here. Inside I have a foam mat on the ground, because yeah, you do tend to get things that spike up through the ground, through your floor and into your mat. Right, this mat is very, very tough, but I'm not sure it could handle spikes and whatever. Right, so let's get this in. This thing is really long. It's almost as long as the tent. Look. This was, I think it was about £80, so it wasn't that expensive either. Let's see, get in. Let's have a little look from over here. Well, you can see it's the perfect stealth camping tent. That's what I wanted for this. Well, the other thing as well is I forgot to say is I took off my puffy. You would have noticed I was wearing a puffy before. And we now have another pillow. This is the bag that it came with. Look how soft this is, guys. So that is the bed setup. Let me show you. It looks mighty comfortable. I literally have 3 pillows in there, guys. That's a goose down quilt that I bought before I turned vegetarian. Yeah, let's go over the stuff. I have brought a lot of water. Nalgene bottle 1 litre, cola bottle 1.5 litres. I probably have 2 litres of water left. I've just literally drank 750ml, so yeah, it was a good idea to bring that much. Bits and pieces from the tent will go in this spare bag. We have our food for the night. I didn't bring anything to cook because I've already had dinner. You've got to plan ahead with this stuff, guys, so let me show you what I've got to eat in here for the evening. It's basically snacks and some food for tomorrow, and that's it. Let me see. So we have a towel. You should always have a towel with your cook kit and stuff. I'll show you that in a second too. Right, and guys, I've thought of this in a way, like, what am I going to use actually just today or tomorrow morning? Right, so I'll definitely eat that Snickers tonight. I have 1 hot chocolate that I'll have later on. Coffee for the morning. I have a bag of peanuts to snack on, and we have some wraps and a tin of tuna, tin of mackerel actually this is, and that's all I have for food. That's easily enough for me tonight. Right, and then the cook kit, let's break this open as well so you can have a look, because guys, I did film this the last time, but for some reason Mr. GoPro here didn't save it, even though I was talking for hours. So let's have a little look at the cook kit. I like to put all my stuff in all these little protective bags. Little gas burner, no specific brand. Salt and pepper, this is probably left from the fishing trip. I like to take a couple of sporks because yeah, I've had them break on me before. These are just a couple of plastic cheap ones. I think I have a pot holder here because, as I said, yeah, this kit is normally meant to be used with a frying pan and all that stuff as well. But I didn't bring that today because yeah, we're not going to be fishing. Let's have a little look here. spare lighter. I have a couple, just random spots. This is a flannel. I love these because they're super light, and literally guys, you can dry your entire body with something this big if you want to go for a dip. It's also good for cleaning your dishes, gas can, and a folding mug. And this is, I think this is a 750ml little pot for boiling water, and that's it. That's all my stuff. Right, in this main bag here I have this dry sack. I think this is a British Army dry sack. I think this might have come from my other bag that I've had that you've seen me use in previous videos. Everything that I need to say super dry goes inside that bag, and yeah, it stays super dry. Clothes, in a second. I brought an extra pair of clothes because you never know guys, I might get caught out in the rain or whatever else. Let me show you what I mean with clothes as well, because some of you may want to see. I like these running bottoms here because they're super light, cozy and comfortable. They're literally like 100 grams or something. I have wool socks. These are my bed socks. It's always good practice guys to have spare sets of socks that you only use for bed. Because in the morning if your feet are wet you put on the wet socks, but it's always nice to have dry socks again later. A wee toque here, or beanie, that should be going in my fart sack over there for later if it's cold. It might not be cold, but this morning it was, I think my wife said it was 7 degrees, so she said, yeah, phone me if you get too cold, phone me. Right, and I like to have one of these super dry t-shirts. Basically a dry sale. I think this might be a Puma one or something like that. And the reason I like this kind of stuff guys, this is the same, I think this is a Nike one over here. These two, why I have these is because if I do get wet, these will dry super fast. Right, and you will notice there I actually have a bug net for my head too. All these clothes go into. I also have a fleece here, or a hoodie that has, I think it has some fleece material. Oh yeah, it has a little bit on the inside. If I get cold I can put this on. But all this stuff is like last resort. I might not even need that tonight, maybe. And of course the rain jacket. Yeah, I'll bring you back in a second if I could see anything else here, because there's probably, I think there's stuff in my bag that you probably want to see as well. Sun's almost going down. I think if we use the 2-finger rule we have about 50 minutes before it goes behind that little hill over there. It will still be light for a good couple of hours, but yeah, we want this to be set up before then. Let's have a look at the rest of the stuff that I had in my pack. And guys, I have to just say this again. This was just for a one overnighter. There's a lot of stuff here that I wouldn't bring just for a one night overnighter. Like, I brought my water purification kit. But I already have lots of water. This is well enough for me tonight. We have brought some DEET. I have a knife, big knife. This is worth its weight in gold. It's a little Swiss Army knife. And guys, the little toothpick on the end itself is worth its weight in gold. And so is the little tweezers on the end if you have a tick or anything like that, or on your, like I had an issue over there where I had a little spike that was in through the no-seam mesh, and I managed to pull it out with the little tweezers on this. So yeah, this is really good for things like that. It has a little saw, bottle opener if that's your kind of thing, whatever else, little screwdriver. It's just really handy to have, and they're fairly light as well. I always carry this in my belt buckle on my bag. And we have wet wipes, right? And guys, I would rather use a pack of wet wipes on a trip than bring a toilet roll, right? Because this is much more hygienic. Trust me, it is much more hygienic. I'd rather be super clean than just clean enough. The other thing that you'll see that's here that you probably are wondering, Mark, what the hell is that? And this is a holder for my phone, right? Guys, when I'm out camping at night time and stuff, I love looking at the stars and whatever else, but I don't do that the entire night. I like to watch films. So I think tonight I might have the Shawshank Redemption. One of the things I did notice, guys, over here is, and that is just not here, it's everywhere here, is the amount of blueberries. Look at them. There's bazillions of them everywhere. Let me see if I can get it low enough. Look at them all. They're pretty big as well over here. Oh my god, they're almost like the size of grapes. Look at the size of these. You pay a lot of money for these in the shop. Now how do they taste? That's the thing. Oh, I normally bring oats with me. These would have been awesome with oats. Let's get back over there. Okay, so this is all my gear stored away in the tent. ready for the evening. And we can actually put our bag away. Right, so this is what this back part of this vestibule is for. There's not much space, but you can put your boots in here and your bag if you wanted to. I like to always have it so the opening of the bag is next to the back door, because there's actually a back door in this as well. And just push it over. I always like to make sure, guys, that my bag is sitting upright as well, because at night time you'll get things like slugs and whatever else climbing up and into your bag. So I actually have the inner of this down right now. You can see it looks like it's still up, but what you're looking at is the mesh on the outside of the inner. That makes sense. Let me just go a little bit closer so you can see it. You can just see the difference and no more. So if I'm on the inside of there, I have the perfect view out, but it's really, really hard to see inside because it's so black. What a great design. Right, I'm going to go for a wander over here because I want to see if there's any other little camp spots that we could come back to in the future. Maybe just walk for about 10-15 minutes and then come back here. We'll also be able to see how stealthy our tent is. And can we find it again? Can we find it again? Oh my god, that was a sneeze and a half. This is not too a bad little bit down here, you see it? But there is this tree here, look. You can see how it's kind of been falling over. And what's awesome about it is you can see, this must have happened a long time ago because the branches actually joined onto the other tree. It almost looks like the other tree has saved that one that's falling. A lover's embrace. Let's have a little look in here because this bit here is very flat. I think we'd be risking it. By the way, the tent is over there. Over there. So it's not super stealthy, but you could, it's probably quite hard to see from the air. I'd imagine this bit looks alright here as well. That tree there is there. Yeah, I don't think I would risk it here. This way would have been ideal. Yeah, it's so hard to find a flat spot. And guys, that's why I wanted to do tarp camping. It's why I wanted to give it a go again, because I've tried it before and I didn't really do it properly. But the reason I want to do it is because, for example, here, look, see the ground here. That little bit there is flat enough for one person to lie in, but I probably couldn't get a tent there. And that is the issue with the Norwegian forest, is there's loads and loads of bits that you can lie in, but you can't put a tent because the space is so small or uneven or whatever else. But yeah, let's keep on looking, see what we can find. Cranberries, in case you didn't know, are very good for your digestive system. Oh god, they're a bit sour though. A bit delish. Let me see. Yeah, I could have camped here as well. It's a perfectly flat bit. But it's not such a great view. There's nothing here. What is that over there? What's that down there? Let's have a little look. I'll bring you back in a second, guys. I think it looks like a campsite. Let's have a little look. Come on, you bastards. Yeah, it's definitely a campsite. You can spot it from here. But why would anybody camp here? You see it over there? Where all the trees are falling in? There's some kind of woodwork there. Someone said a camp here before. Now behind there is a little lake that I have camped before, and you guys have probably seen it. I was in Lanshan 2 before. I'm going to walk over there. I have to go down that little valley and over there, but let's go back to the tent and see. Oh my god, all these cranberries. So many of them. These are so ripe as well over this bit. These ones are not that big, but they're ripe mothers. Home sweet home. Honey, are you there? Yeah, it's Mark. I hope you guys heard that because I've just shot my pants. That's what happens when you go camping. You go crazy. Or was I crazy there? Right, I'm going to go in here. I'll show you the view from the inside out. It's not magnificent because we've got some small shrubs and whatever else in the way here in the base of a tree root or whatever this is. You know, there is one spot I didn't actually show you. That is the little pouch on the inside of my bag. There's a pouch here, you see it? And this is where I like to carry things like my headphones for my phone. Trash bag, spare trash bag's always good to carry. And guys, this is something I've not always carried, but it is essential. And it's a small, let me just see where we can put this here. Small first aid kit. Right, and the reason it's essential is because that last time I was camping, I actually got hit in the side by a little, on pine trees, right, you have the little branches that come off. When I was walking past one of them, I actually got jabbed in the side of my ribs by one of these little branches. It did cut me and did make me bleed, but that was the last trip that you saw, right? And I didn't have anything at all to stop the bleeding. It wasn't bad bleeding, but it was just a cut. That's all it was. I didn't have a bandage, nothing like that. Right, so this time I thought, yeah, let's bring the first aid kit. We have our electrolytes like I always carry, medication that I need every day to live. This is for my blood pressure and thyroid stuff. I've talked to you guys about that before. Painkillers, little bandage, wipes for cleaning, wounds, and elastoplast. Yeah, I don't know if this will come out in camera, but yeah, we need to go inside the tent now. I do have deep, but the tiny mosquitoes are starting to come out. You probably just see them above the tent. Not that big giant thing in the sky, that's a plane. But all the tiny little things are starting to go into my ears and try and go my nose, and little bastards. Right, so I'm in the tent. There is really like no room at all in here that I have this much. Probably about 10 centimeters of space above my head in the ceiling. You can see how much room I have going down the way. But look at the size of the door. Right, so yeah, guys, I'll watch a film and I'll let you know how I get on in the morning. If it was warm enough, whatever else, if this mat was any good. What a nice morning it is. The sun's just about to come past the trees in a minute. Had a decent sleep. The mat performed pretty well. I didn't have any cold spots at all during the night, which is a big bonus. Yeah, I slept decent, so no, I can't complain. I think I'm going to get up, make some coffee, have some breakfast, tear down camp. Let's go. So I'm letting my duvet sleeping bag aerate a little bit, because I did notice there's some little wet patches in the base, right guys, and it wasn't because it rained or the tent was too sealed and the inside like not enough airflow. It's because just the dew and the mist. You can probably see a lot of it over there. I think it was here last night as well. You can just see it over there. Let me see. Can I zoom in? Yeah, you can see it now. Yeah, so it covered my tent. You're like, but Mark, we can't see. Look. See all the water droplets everywhere? So the inside is a little bit damp as well. That was a wee bit too far. You can see it there. I don't know what it is with this camo. It looks kind of blue on my phone, but it looks kind of grey otherwise, yeah. So it is a tiny bit wet. But that's to be expected. You can see it here. Just a little bit. The rest was dry inside. I did notice my pillow that we made yesterday, the bit that's touching the outside. Remember, we didn't stake it out or anything. No pegs. It kind of did lean against the inner here. So yeah, this should have been pulled out. But that's me. I didn't bring one thing that I should have brought yesterday. And that was some kind of line, some type of guy line or bank rope or something like that. So I have nothing to tie out points in this tent. So it's one of the things I forgot. Lessons learned. Let's make some breakfast. But look at that view this morning. Isn't it awesome? Coffee. Yum, 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 yum. What a beautiful morning it is. You know, the only thing I'm waiting on here, guys, before I park up is this little damp patch right where my head was. I've turned the tent around so that this section is directly in the sun. The inner was pretty wet over here, but it's already dry already. It's something I always like to do is completely dry the tent before we pack it away. Now I am aware that this isn't always possible, but yeah, if it's a good practice, if it's a sunny day like today, dry the tent. And you can see here as well what I mean, guys, with this being a blackout tent, as in you can't see through at all at the night time. I'm not sure, this might also be infrared safe as well, like, so if you have infrared helicopters and whatever else, cameras looking for you in the wilderness, yeah, they're not going to see you through this tent. You probably could get away with a mylar sheet or something like that, but yeah, look at that view. Isn't it gorgeous? This is a nice little camping spot. Deforestation up here, but it's all grown back in. This bit we're standing on was deforested probably 2 years ago. You can see how much the trees and stuff have grown already. Lovely little spot. Guys, let me know in the comment section below what you would like to see me do next. I have a feeling I want to do a tarp camp somewhere with a mesh, mosquito mesh, kind of like a base like this. But it's going to come at my Lanshan 2, it'll be ultralight as well. Well, it'll be like 200 grams, 300 grams, something like that. Plus the tarp, so you're talking about one kilo-ish for a setup, which I quite fancy. One thing I must remember to bring the next time though, is guy line. What a dumbass. I have to remember for the next time. Anyway guys, love you all, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you all in the next one.